You're lying. I wanted to count down.
I don't think it has a countdown.
I want to count down.
It just says it's thinking, and then it does its thing.
I fix myself up for everyone.
Yeah, we're doing much, much better. Rua was really rough. Y'all already heard about that, but I had a headache a couple of days, y'all. If you watched the video, you saw that already. I need to turn those lights on the front porch off. But it's
Do you want to go turn it off?
No, it's all right. But things are going pretty well. Somebody just told us open the doors, let the people in. Somebody
we got
just
the people in the back bedroom.
Yeah. Somebody just commented on one of our videos about Greenland and a movie called Songbird. If you,
I feel so freaked out.
Check out those trailers if you want to. It's really kind of crazy.
Yeah. So it was Songbird.
So Songbird is about like 4 years in the future. So
with lockdown 214
weeks.
214 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had COVID-23 and all this. About basically like what might happen kind of thing. About the Department of Sanitation knocking somebody's door down and all these people. Anyway, it's kind of creepy.
It is creepy. Hey, Vintage Vibes.
Yeah, and Margie, glad you're here. Paul, unless it's V, Paul and V, all of you.
Third eye open.
Libby, she said that
was. Let's see. I read that.
Yeah, she said she was going to have to get off of here, but glad she stopped by for a second in anticipation. We didn't do it last Sunday night. I looked at the clock and on Sunday because we were just in the middle of everything going on, and anyway, I was like, I don't really feel like doing it tonight, so we didn't, and here we are now. But it looks like there's not a whole lot of people here, but that's okay. We count quality, not quantity. Hey, Cynthia, glad you're here. I noticed you watched a few of the videos. Glad you're a new subscriber. Here's the inside of some of our house. So I redid this kitchen. Cynthia, you asked about a tour of the inside of the house. I redid this kitchen here. It was a smaller window, probably about half the size of that window there, and we put that big slider in. We really like it a lot. It lets a lot of light in. And then put these galvanized. We still got to do the floor here. And then over here behind the bookshelf, I put some woods and use that sugi-ban or something like that. It's like burnt wood that you burn and then scrape. And if it's outside wood, then you have to put some like linseed oil or something like that on there. But anyway, and we were working on this bathroom. We've redone the other bathroom. We've got to do some more, but it's a work in progress. Yeah. So yeah, the floor I hadn't done yet. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I don't know if I want to put more laminate flooring down. That's what we did in the bathroom. I was thinking about doing some other kind of wood on the floor. We'll talk about it later. Hey, Hobby Farm Girl. Garden coronavirus, you lose your taste and smell? Yes. And Rua's is back. Mine is not. I still can't smell anything. I can't even smell, my BO. So I've got to have.
It's kind of personal.
I've got to have Rua tell me if I'm, stinky enough to.
I think Toby wants out.
But Chad, our friend that lives next door to us, he lives in a tiny house on our property. If you've been on the channel very long, maybe you've seen his tiny house. He has coronavirus too, and he's lost his taste and smell.
That was one of my later symptoms, the taste and smell.
Vintage Vibes, you say you're lucky that I'm lucky that I can't smell myself, but you kind of, miss your own, scent every now and then. Like I smell, I can't smell anything,
I'm glad we're better too. Hopefully we won't get it ever again. We have like 3 months. I'm kind of nervous about going back to work. But
yeah. Hey, Addie. She, I think she might have been up last week during the coronavirus, but we were still pretty tired from everything. We had it's been a whirlwind of a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Nana went to Ohio. If you remember 2 weeks ago, she was in Ohio, near Ohio, West Virginia, border where we have some family over there. And she actually got in contact with someone with coronavirus there. and that's why she's been on quarantine, not because she was in contact with Rua, because we actually, sequestered ourselves from them. And so that was one of the reasons it's been kind of hard the past few weeks.
Yeah, the kids couldn't even go up there. We wouldn't let them, and so they're going up there now.
So Nana and Papa,
hopefully they won't get it.
So Nana and Papa live about a quarter mile up the road from us, not quite a quarter of a mile. And a lot of times we'll just let our kids go up there, and even the 4-year-old, he was doing it when he was 3, and he's been doing it for a while.
They'll just go up to
they'll just all go up there, and they'll play with all those birds up there. You've seen the menagerie of birds that we have up there, and they'll play with the dogs up there.
They've also got like a hideout.
Yeah, they play with water up there,
and they've been using their walkie-talkies.
Yeah,
somebody sent them some walkie-talkies.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Somebody sent some walkie-talkies. And somebody else sent a pair of overalls. They saw my They're not someone that's on the channel very much. Person who sent the walkie-talkies, somebody that's been here, quite a bit. And that's not necessary. We really appreciate that. They've loved it, but we don't. Anyway, we don't expect anything like that. But somebody else who saw my my video about overalls asked why the kids don't wear overalls, and I said, well, we usually buy our stuff at thrift stores. And they're a little bit more expensive than what we want to spend, because the kids outgrow stuff really fast. And he said, I'll buy you and one of your kids a pair of overalls. So they bought Abraham a pair of overalls. So
what was the worst part of having the coronavirus? For me is I had a really high fever and bad body aches. And I was in extreme pain. I actually thought at one point, like along with light sensitivity, I couldn't eat or drink. I mean, it was awful. I thought, well, I'm going to die of a blood clot because my abdomen and my legs hurt so bad.
Well, you saw the video where I was waiting out in the truck for, all that time, and she went and got some fluids, and,
I'm not going to make it as a patient. I don't know. I hope I'm not a patient in a hospital. They'll just have to knock me out.
Yeah.
And so I had a really hard time going to the ER. Like it was awful. I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a private road back here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's back here except for people we invite back here, whether they're, doing something. And, we have a speed limit sign up. So when we do have guests back here, they're supposed to try to go slow, and the kids know to get out of the road and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's really great though. It's great for the kids, and it's great for us, and it's great for Nana and Papa. I was talking to Papa earlier today, and, they get to do some things that so whenever I was a kid, we moved over here and not on this property, but that was the dream for us to move over here on this property. But it never happened until after Rue and I moved over here, and then Nan and Papa moved over here about a year later. They had made plans to come over here, but since we moved over here, Nana and Papa get to be over here and do this thing too, and we get to work together on stuff. And I'm going to try to stop Rue from talking as long as she can, because
as I'm deciding. Yes. Where was I going with that? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh,
the turkeys landed in your garden today, Joe. We have some turkeys. We've got 3 turkeys now. You met. We named them Homer and Grable, or we did. Nana did. Grable is the blue slate or blue. There's Royal Palm and blue something or other. I think it's blue slate. Anyway, she's more gray color, and her name's Grable, and then Homer. And they walk around, and Homer, puffs out like Tom Turkey does, and Rua loves it. We had some turkeys up here before, but they're free range up there.
Just got home from town again. Daughter had a confirmation day. Oh, that's okay. Email me anytime. I know people are busy.
Yeah.
You got to go to a local dairy and help milk every other week, and got some quilted overalls for the incoming call. Maybe I should invest in a pair of overalls. I don't know.
I like overalls. They're really comfy.
Vintage Vibes ask how you're feeling.
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking, Vintage Vibes. Let me get into that. Just kidding. No, I feel fine. Like I told you, I had a bad, sinus pressure and sinus congestion at the very beginning, where, it would go from one side of my head to the other. I would have to rotate or rotisserize, I say myself, at night when I'm sleeping. And, there'd be a sweet spot in the middle where I could hear, where I could where I could breathe out of both nostrils. And there was some sinus pressure that was a little bit of pain. But really the worst part was the headache that I got about the time that I was tested. And it was just writhing in agony and pain, and then the lack of smell and taste. But pretty much now it's just I can't smell and I can't taste. So
If I hadn't been a nurse and I hadn't had good care, I would have kicked the bucket. Where was I at? Oh, I have not got a flu shot yet. I have to get one for work. That's not an option.
Well, I think it might be an option, but you've got to go through all this rigmarole to do it and stuff. It isn't.
It is not an option. You have to get it unless you're severely allergic and somehow you have to. And I have like a formula, another one that doesn't contain the allergens.
Yeah, I don't like getting flu shots. I think I've gotten one once or twice.
I don't want anything right now after seeing the Songbird trailer.
Yeah, I don't like it. Hey, Brett and Cindy, glad y'all are here. Yeah, glad y'all are here. Let's see. I have about the rendering the tallow. Let's see. Did it won't harden at room temperature? Ours don't really. I think from what we did, I got the lard from Ralph that we processed earlier. It never really hardened very much. So I think it's not quite the same as other stuff, but maybe I should have cooked it more. I don't know.
Did we ever save that stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know exactly where it is, but
say, isn't that weird? There was a 2017 study on military personnel who received the influenza shot actually increased their chance to get coronavirus by 60%. So
I think that you can get exempt from it if you want to. But you told me that you could, but if you had to, you have to wear a mask all the time. Now you have to anyway.
So, I know. I almost want to be like, I'm not taking it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I don't think I don't think they'll let me. They would probably be angry if I just mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I haven't had it yet. I think that, I don't know. I was in the coronavirus unit that previous Saturday, and I did go out to a restaurant and I accidentally did forget my mask. And so then I was also exposed at church, and then I was also exposed by a patient at work. So I had a lot of exposures. So it's not something I would recommend, but everyone's different. Daniel and Chad have fared pretty well with it. So
with the coronavirus?
Yeah, I think I've done really well.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a couple of days that were very unpleasant, but
I feel awful for
by and large, it was okay.
It's made me a better nurse. I think it will when I go back to work this Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, you've had other things happen to you. Maybe when you had the flu or when you had something else that happened, I think what Rua does, and she's really good at this, is she allows her experiences to translate into, being a nurse, and it does that stuff for her all the time. So
always trying to improve.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Somebody did bring us the church that we go to. They brought us pizza and like Halloween cookies and Halloween Rice Krispie treats, and so I got into those. That was random. I don't know why I said that.
Do you get a certificate that says you received the flu shot? I think it's just in your file kind of thing, and they do it at her work kind of thing. And what do you recommend in place of blood thinners if there were to be a problem like power outage to get your medicine? Papa takes some stuff. What, dandelion root or something like that? What is it that you take, Papa?
Oh, I don't know, Skin. I think you need the Eliquis or the Xarelto or Coumadin.
Papa for a while he didn't take his because it was super thin because of the dandelion root or something like that.
Whipple, what do you take do you take a blood thinner? I thought you did take one.
I think he stopped taking it. He stopped taking his dandelion root one. But I think dandelion root, and that's the thing. Papa
aspirin and garlic. Is he not taking anything else though? I thought he took something.
Is that aspirin? ASA?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what aspirin is it?
I think it's aspirin. Is it not? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I thought it was aspirin.
Yeah. Coumadin, yeah. Papa used to take that too. But let's see. I'm the only person in the homestead that hasn't been quarantined. Yeah. Well, that's for water retention. That's right. Okay, yeah. He did that for his water pill. Okay, good. I knew he took dandelion root. They're really into those supplements and things like that. I don't really do it all that much. I want to just do it naturally. Okay. ASA is aspirin.
I thought so. I thought I might lose.
Are you laughing at me, Addie? I don't like being laughed at.
I thought, I know this is aspirin, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, glad to have you here, Scan family. I'm glad you're here. We got a lot of good people here that come all the time.
I know. I got my apothecary books and stuff, but I'm working on stuff. I left nursing career due to health, and 2 of my 3 kids received
VC injuries. What's VC?
14 got sick from HPV. 7 days later, lupus.
Vaccine injuries, maybe.
5 days after. Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah. I don't know my mind is seriously like exploding with different facts and different things. Like, what
It's
was
pretty
it? The
scary.
201 event
Yeah,
201?
Homesteading in Heartland mentioned that about the
Oh,
event
that's you.
201
Okay. Yeah, that is
and the
you. That's
Songbird
we
trailer. We watched
watched
that
we watched the Songbird
and
trailer,
the
the
Greenland.
Greenland, and then the
Uh,
event two.
I
We didn't
didn't.
watch all of
I
event
didn't. I
201. It was
YouTubed
too
or
long.
searched on YouTube for the Rockefeller Doctrine or something like that. I didn't see anything in there, but it brought up some other things about stuff like that, but I didn't see anything.
You take Xeralto. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew you took something.
His INR.
Oh, 9.5. Sorry, that's probably not an appropriate reaction. That is really high. Yeah, I would really monitor that very closely and keep your appointments and keep your labs.
She's going back to work on Tuesday. So she'll be going back to work. She got medically cleared on Friday. That's when we filmed our last video.
And then they called and asked if I wanted to work on Saturday. And I'm like, no, I don't.
I think there are some good homeopathic options for things, but for things like antiplatelet aggregation, you need to be very careful.
Yeah, that's what because I remember looking at the books and I remember something, but I need to be very careful because that stuff's important.
So, I understand that people have some, medical conditions and stuff like that. I'm never going to discount that or even
the Scan family. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about Scan family. I was talking about what Addie said. But, I'm not going to discount that. And I totally understand taking pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. But I'm going to try very hard if my doctor prescribes me on some pharmaceutical to not be on something that I've got to be on the rest of my life.
Yeah, but, that's really hard.
I know some things you have to. I know.
I've just seen those people come in and they're dead.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, that I'm totally against it, but I would try to search for other options first.
Stop eating sugar.
Yeah, like if you're diabetic, instead of taking insulin, if you can help it, try to do the other things. But some people can't. Insulin has saved a lot of people's lives. I've read some things about it. But I've read some things about it, but it's not, if I can do it without medication, then I want to. And there's a lot of different things, so Rua, does anyone in your hospital use the VersaFlow TR600 pepper kit mask?
So basically, well, no, we don't. We've been just wearing masks. And so I want to be careful because I don't want to, if Mercy Health never mind. No. And so I want to talk to people about when I go back to work and going back up to the COVID unit. I need something different. And so,
yeah. So the best thing you can do is to try to stockpile some of your medicine if you can. And if there's any way to stockpile some of your medicine, then you can. You should do that, I think. I think that's a good idea, Scan family, to prepare for those things.
I wonder if you could ask the doctor, like in case of an emergency, your doctor just be like, can we have, a little bit extra? I don't know if they'll give it to you, though.
Yeah. So Papa's, tried to work on that, stockpiling some of his. And, some of his medicine he took, that he couldn't get for a certain time period. And then, he took half of it when he could so he could stockpile some for the future. Which I'm not saying is a good idea, but anything about BiPAP and CPAP cleaners? Did you hear that?
I actually don't. I work with BiPAPs and stuff, but it's so fast in CPAPs that I don't really fool with them. That they're there in the intensive care unit and then they go.
Even though she was sick, Vintage Vibes, I said you said something about enjoying the day tomorrow before she had to return to work. Even though we've had to deal with COVID during all this, I feel like it's been some nice time that we've had together too.
I feel like right here toward the end, but not.
I know. So it was raining here for like a week. It was like full of lots of rain and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can get COVID again.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-month turnaround.
So nobody's gotten it within 3 months of the last time they've gotten it.
Not that anybody knows.
That they've, have record of. But somebody got it like 4 months later, didn't they?
3 or 4 months, yeah.
Yeah, so we can lick all the doorknobs we want to for the next 3 months and not get COVID. But
yeah, maybe ask for a 90-day supply. Or if you can't get them, maybe, I don't know about your doctor situation.
94% of fatalities from COVID had the flu shot. Ugh. It's so. I'm sorry, Margie. Is everybody else's connection okay? If everybody, let me know if everything else is okay for everyone else.
The shocks are regulators.
Summertime has it in March, and now just got it again. Got what again? We talking about the flu shot? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Margie. I don't know what's going on there. I hate that it's lagging for you. Let's see. I just think some people think, oh, it's an herb plant, so it's totally safe. But yeah, definitely.
Dosing.
Oh yeah, like
I know that
the essential oils and stuff like that. Some of that stuff, it's serious.
I know it's very potent. Some of the essential oils are very potent.
So you're supposed to like dilute it into a carrier oil or something like that. So I didn't have any sense of taste or smell. And there's this, we have some, what's the brand that we, doTERRA. Yeah. So I put some Breathe on me. I didn't use a carrier and it's been fine. But then I put some oregano on me and I didn't have a carrier and it burned. I had to wash it all off, because I was trying to smell something. I still couldn't smell it. And Rua said, "Did you put something on?"
Oregano flooded us.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah,
here in Canada,
that stuff's medicine,
Here in Canada, summertime, and they have it in March, just now got it again. I know. I don't know what to do. COVID, they tested positive. Yeah. My opinion, it's an exome, not a virus. After I researched the RT-PCR testing, our immune systems rely on our nervous system to be functioning properly in exposure.
Yeah, I saw what you said. I told Rua a little bit about it, about how everybody is in a certain, RNA phase or something like that. Is that right?
Anyway, yeah. Please email me that stuff if you have the chance.
So that's why there's so many false positives, is what you said. Yeah. So, doTERRA, Rua said, was really great. I've not really compared. There's none of people around here who gets Young Living essential oils or something like that. That oregano. Oh man, it hurt. But yeah,
doTERRA is the only pills you use now. Yeah, I may go back to doTERRA a little bit more. I kind of just left, and I have just my essential oils, but I may order some. Yeah. Your husband, he was in the military for 32 years. You would think, that they would be treated a little better. I could rant and rave about VA and all those things, but I won't.
Conrad Homestead, did you know that goldenrod is the state flower of Kentucky? I know you're in Kentucky too. We've got a bunch of it here. It's wild and everywhere. So, but I've never made anything.
I have not. I got my book and I need to look more into it.
Ben was looking at it the other day. So next to the dozer pile, there was some corn that had grown up next to it from that field corn. And he got the silk and said, "I think I saw something in Mom's book about corn silk."
I have my book out.
So he looked at it about how look back at the corn silk, mountain rose herbs.
When did our time change?
Last night. Or this morning, I guess, at 2 or 3 in the morning is when it's supposed to happen. We changed the clocks this morning. And then I got in the vehicle to go get some feed for the pigs today. And I saw the clock and it was an hour ahead. And I was like, oh, it's almost supper time, because it said it was like 4:30 or something like that. But it was only 3:30. Nope. I've got on some other pajama pants. The foxes.
No foxes tonight. Yeah, I know the family in the military, and it's not good health care. The VA, it's not. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I wish I didn't know that it wasn't good health care in like some of the nursing homes, in our area. It's awful. It's disturbing.
Hey, Tony and Leanne, how are you? I'm glad you got a kick out of my my fox pants. Funny story. Funny story with those fox pants. Actually, Rua bought them for our oldest son, and they might have been a little tight on me. They were too big for him, but I liked them anyway. I like wearing tight pants, so I wore them anyway, and they've become my favorite pair of jammies. So,
I want, if anyone to notice, this bookshelf is straight for the time being.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she bought them for Ben, but anyway, I liked them, so I wear them, and they're mine now. They were too big for him. They're probably a little too small for me, but I like wearing. Have you seen that tight pants sketch with Will Ferrell and Jimmy Fallon? It's pretty funny.
I don't think I've seen it. Oh, I'm sorry, Scan family. It seems like he's really having some health issues there. Those are unpleasant. I don't.
Yeah.
Weird.
Finally going to
spring cleaning. Here to just got to pack up Halloween items.
Oh, I thought maybe you had it fixed by now, David, about your heel. I saw something about you going back to work. You said, and I'm sorry. Yeah, it stinks, But did you really think the comfrey helped, David, with your heel? I've got a bunch of it growing in the high tunnel now. Watching on with J-Lo. Yeah, it's pretty funny too. I've watched a few of them whenever I had time. I'll have a little bit more time to look at YouTube videos this winter whenever it's cold and wet outside. But anyway, yeah, the comfrey's going really well in the high tunnel, and I started some more cabbages today. And I started a little thing of yarrow because I want some yarrow, and I can't ever get it to go for me. And none of them came up, but I had a few more seeds, so it might just be old seeds. I don't know.
That's weird, Angel Eyes. Like you're spring cleaning and so fun, packing up Halloween and spring cleaning. I feel like we're starting to get like we're gonna get settled down for winter here.
He died when you saw the tight pants skits. Yeah, I grew up watching Saturday Night Live and watching Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live. Yeah. Well, here's a fun fact about me. I used to, whenever I was, early on in high school, I wanted to be a comedian and I wanted to go and be on Saturday Night Live. But then I decided to go a different route whenever I became a preacher. But yeah.
It is super painful to try to walk on.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that, David.
Onions and radishes, those sound good.
2 weeks worth of duets.
Got snow 3.5 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not a big snow person. I don't want any snow.
Yeah.
If we didn't have this land, I would hightail my buns to like
something tropical,
Texas or.
I think I'm going to order me some plants from Burnt Ridge Nursery. That's where I got my gummy berries that I did a video on this last week or so. I'm going to order me some more stuff from them. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, the bathroom's coming along nicely. I get to use my tub and I love it.
So I've got one more wall to do. And I think we're going to end up putting a shower in there too. There's plenty of space in there to put a shower in there as well. I can show y'all sometime, but I just haven't done it yet. I need to do some electrical work to put in a new plug, and then we got the COVID, and we wanted to get our fireplace installed. So I kind of took a break from that to work over here on this.
Because you can't go anywhere and get. Thank goodness for Sam's and Walmart pickup.
Yeah, well. Most of the things that we got were just preferences, things that we like,
I know, and I like to keep those things.
But, Rua, was watching about how, like I think it was Canadian Prepper or something like that, about all this. Prepper Princess
and Canadian Prepper. I don't really like them.
Anyway, she was watching them and she's afraid that, it's going to get worse and that we need to stockpile a lot of stuff. And
I do think that.
But I think we're in good shape here. I mean, we're not perfect shape, but we're, on the road. We've got, 7 head of cattle, and we've got a bunch of goats that we can cull down. We've got all sorts of birds, ducks and chickens. We've got the rabbits, and we've got, the pigs. We've got a lot of meat in addition to wild foraging. And in addition to the high tunnel that we can start doing some things. We're not all that great at a lot of our, gardening yet, but we're getting better, getting much, much better
I'm ready to put an A game on. No more of this experience. Let's find what
we're going to experiment some.
Okay, experiment on the side. Experiment on the side. But let's get our A game
I've been
on.
looking into to the market gardening that, Jean-Martin Fortier, J.M. Fortier, did, and some other stuff. But I want to do some more of that. I was thinking about getting a broad fork, Small Farm Survival. They said something about a broad fork once, but anyway, it's supposed to be 29 tonight. Let's see what else.
Oh, hey, thanks.
The table turned that way.
I think the table just magically got turned that way because I think I scooted it back and put it over there. I tried to pick up. I need to redo all of whatever this is going on.
Yeah, I decided I wanted to be a preacher, homesteading in the heartland whenever I was a teenager because I was kind of gung-ho about Christianity, and I'm still serious about being a Christian myself. And I thought there was no better way for me to study God's word than, be able to be a preacher and get to study it in order to present it to others. But there's so much more to it involved than just, study. There's, a lot of peopling involved. And, I loved what I did. I enjoyed it very much, but I don't regret being here and not doing it the way that I was anymore as well. I'm doing dry canning rice for long-term storage tomorrow.
I want to get that Harvest Right freeze dryer. I think that's important.
I think,
Forget the loud noise.
Who was it? Paige Family Homestead. She said one of her, better videos, this was a few months ago, was about dry canning, and I should do something about that.
Let's look into it. Instead of watching, sometimes we watch television at night just to relax. Let's forget the relaxing. I know I am serious tonight about that Songbird trailer. Really freaked me out.
Really serious. Gummy berries, the plant that said nourish the soil for other. Oh yes, yeah, they're nitrogen fixing plants. Margie, the gummy berries are, but so are the black locusts. I think so are. What's that one that I did a video on? Mimosa or albizia trees. I heard redbud was, but then I was doing some research on albizia trees this week, and somebody said redbud aren't truly, nitrogen fixing trees. But gummy berries and autumn olive, they're related to each other, and they help the soil around them. They're nitrogen fixing. They're, leguminous plants, like peas and beans and stuff. They produce these pods, and they put nodules into the ground. So, let's see, how about turkey
wallpaper in the bathroom? I'm gonna go with no. I'm vetoing turkey wallpaper.
Yeah, she's not a fan of wallpaper. So
some wallpaper is kind of cool, but I don't think I would be a good candidate to put that on.
These shelves over here look nice and tidy, but these over here need some work.
Thank you, though. I like that they look good.
It's hard to keep dust off of things here, because we don't.
I think you probably have to dust like every day.
We don't use our air conditioner much, and I think that is one of the reasons that we have dust. And then I think it'll probably get worse when we start heating with wood.
We're gonna have to get a humidifier or something. Am I saying it right?
Songbird.
It's a creepy movie trailer.
It's about COVID-23. It's about 4 years in the future after like 214 weeks in lockdown, and it's pretty creepy.
Watch the trailer, or don't watch it if you.
Songbird. It's a trailer for a movie. They released the trailer like 3 days ago. It's already got like 3 million views,
and it's creepy.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we're recovered too, and we're both out of quarantine. That was the whole, we're free now, because I got a call or a message from the health department today that said that since I didn't show any more symptoms besides my lack of taste and smell, and I confirmed that after they sent it to me. I said I still don't have taste and smell, and I said that might be a while, but you're free, so we're free now. Any legume is nitrogen fixing.
I'll have to go over and check out your channel, Homesteading in the Heartland. Legume, any legume is nitrogen fixing. I don't know anything about that.
So,
any legume you're saying that it is.
Do you know Homesteading in the Heartland? Do you, are you able to read some Hebrew and Greek and stuff like that? I took a Hebrew class, but it was in the middle of us moving from Kentucky to California about 10 years ago, and it was too much stuff going on for me.
Box wallpaper. Yes. I like that. Maggie and vintage vibes. You all just went to be a family, and that would be a big adjustment. Woo!
Yeah.
I hope you get your space,
your country property.
Yeah,
we love being out here. I don't know how we could have handled being in an apartment or our small place and being quarantined.
I love my old house, but I can't imagine being there.
And bless their hearts. If you're in California, bless your heart. I'm not being judgmental, but it's not for us, because all the restrictions and government control and interference. I'm very libertarian minded. If somebody thinks differently, I'm fine for that. That's okay. But I want people to leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. That's the whole idea of libertarian. You can be free to do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt someone else. So if I want to do drugs and whatever, as long as I'm not getting behind a wheel and hurting someone else. So anyway,
let's move on.
About that, I don't know how we could have made it if we had been out in the middle of town.
We would have been trying to get back here somehow.
We love being in the country.
Dehydrate. Hey, Benita, I know that's why I want that for the mild. Yeah, that's why I want that, because it'll last years.
I have read that dehydrating isn't as good as freeze drying. That you don't get as many of the nutrients when you dehydrate. You keep the nutrients when you freeze dry. Yeah.
Australia is very dusty. Ooh, Australia.
It's Burnt Ridge Nursery, Brett and Cindy. Burnt Ridge, BURNTRIDGE. They've got lots of interesting plants. Don't get everything, because I want some stuff too. but I spent a couple $100 there a couple years ago on sea berries and gummy berries and some other things. A lot of, and also some cuttings that didn't really work out for me, but I was experimenting with them. So it's hardly a good movie to launch in the middle of. That's what Rua said. Rua's like, that ain't funny, and I said, well, that's good about the movie, because if this movie comes out, then people will see what it might happen if you cede your control to the government. I think government does, a couple of things okay, but they don't. I believe in, personal freedom more than I do government control. Hey, Wide Family Farm, glad you're here.
We are glad. Like, thank you so much. I've had so many prayers and well wishes. I really appreciate it.
About the gummy berries, Margie, inform them to plant them. Yeah. I've got some ideas about what to do, some things, on the homestead next year, because I've read stuff about, this deep tilling is not really great for it, but it's where we are right now. I'd like to do something different, but
we need to find it and get some seriousness going on.
Yeah, dehydrating is more economical because you can do that in the sun even, or you can do it in the.
We need a sun oven like Doug and Stacy.
Yeah, but I don't think you can dehydrate in a sun oven.
I know, but you can bake in one. I'm ordering one.
Okay, you can't taste anything. It's a good time to eat that stuff in the pantry. Isn't your favorite? Yeah.
Scan family. We have a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, but we're going to move to a 7-bed. Whoa, 3.5 bath with 40 acres. That sounds cool. I hope you get to do that. That sounds neat. We just live in a little trailer.
Yeah, we live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like 1,200 square foot. But Doug Stone says love grows best in little houses. Love grows best in little houses.
I don't know the song anymore.
Fewer walls to separate.
Let's see.
Don't do drugs. I don't want to do drugs. That wasn't my point.
Have said that. That's
that wasn't my point. It's not that I want to do drugs. I'm saying that if libertarianism suggests that if you want to do something, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, the government shouldn't stop you. So if I want to, but that also takes away, government funded healthcare and all this other stuff, But
I don't want that either. I don't know. Who knows? Let's move on with the political. All that.
Well, you don't have to, but I can talk about it if I want to, can't I?
You're censored.
Brett and Cindy, you retracted your message. I can't see what you said anymore. I didn't get there fast enough. Vania would love a freeze dryer, but can make up full meals in it. Yeah. I want one, but really don't have space for it in the house right now. So
we do.
Ultimately, we'll get one.
We can make
because I'd like to maybe build a pole barn.
Space.
I'd like to build a pole barn the next year or two. Maybe even next year, but. I've tried to learn some of the Hebrew, so I've read through the translation. The Greek Septuagint I feel is more accurate than the Hebrew Masoretic. Okay, I like the idea of the older, more reliable texts. The Septuagint is pretty close though, but likely Jesus read from the Septuagint. Did you find anything else about the elm you had growing? No, I didn't do any research, and we've got so many elms around here that I'm just going to get rid of them there because I don't want them. Because I've got some elms right here behind the house, because they're almost a trash tree. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't believe in trash trees, but on the other hand, I can grow something else, and they're everywhere. They just grow like crazy.
I agree. Hide the oregano. Hide the oregano from anybody. It's like you need like a couple drops, and that's it.
Taught the Old Testament from the Greek, yeah. So, yeah, I like the having both, but the Apocrypha should be part of the canonized scripture. Yeah, I could see how some people might say that. I don't look a whole lot at the Apocrypha, but there's some good stuff in there, that I've looked at before. It's not really part of, our tradition that we've been a part of.
Nana, Nana, Google how to make your own son oven. I'll look it up. It's probably just easier just to. Amazon.
Yeah. Do you like Doug Stone vintage vibes? Doug Stone, he's pretty great. Sold the home we built in rural town by us and sold the new house, moved into an old farmhouse. Oh yeah, I'm so glad to be here, homesteading in the heartland. It's been really good for my relationship with my parents and the relationship of our kids with my parents and all this. 6 adults and 3 children. We need the room. My grandson is okay. Yeah. I
You
used
gotta
to
do
want.
what works for
Yeah,
you all.
yeah, definitely. I would
No,
never assume to tell somebody else what to do.
no,
I wanted a bigger house when we were in California, and
nope.
when Rua was, there, she said, "I don't want a bigger house. That's just more that I've got to clean." And what you end up doing for us, what some people end up doing, what we would end up doing is
Just
you get a
fill it with
bigger
stuff.
house, you just fill it with stuff, kind of thing.
But no, everybody you gotta do what works for you. I really didn't grasp that until the last couple of years. Like, I wish I would have just known that in my
Known
20s.
what?
Just that you gotta do what works for you. Like, I don't know. I remember thinking I used to care what other people thought and blah, blah, blah. And now I really don't. Like, it's nice. It is a nice place to be.
What's that?
Just not care. I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I currently have no makeup on, talking to you, just on a YouTube thing. Like, my hair's in the, like, I don't care. Like, the floor ain't done. It just don't even matter. So you gotta do you.
I can't think of what comes next, and the only thing that's coming to my mind for Doug Stone now is "Better Off in a Pine Box," and I thought it was you, and I thought it was you.
That's a good one.
I barely catch my breath.
I agree. Less to clean gives more for a living.
Yeah. To be honest with you, homesteading in the heartland, I've not done a whole lot of study about the Apocrypha. But I know there's some interesting things that goes along with the Apocrypha. I think it is, or maybe that's I think that might have been the pseudepigraphal book. The Assumption of Moses or something like that. I don't know. And Jude and all that stuff. It's it's pretty interesting. But like I said, to be honest with you, I didn't spend a whole lot of time and hadn't researched the Apocrypha too much. We moved my 72-year-old mom in, and my sister and her 2 kids. My sister lost her job. Oh boy, that's
y'all are really having I don't know what your beliefs are, but I will pray for you all, just from my, or send positive vibes out there. Because, man, thanks, Impedmar. Hey, I wish I would. Yeah, no, I wish I would have embraced that when I was younger, because I took that old body for granted. I remember being younger and I'm like, I'm so fat, like pinching nothing. I would have just, no.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been 42 minutes. I feel like I could just trail on about that trailer, the
Songbird trailer.
Yeah, I'm pretty serious with that. I feel freaked out.
That was kind of interesting and scary.
Yeah, our friend Chad was like, they're gonna make millions off that, and so they are, and it's gonna, maybe it will freak everybody out enough to be like, no to some of this stuff.
Yeah, I planted some carrots, and the carrots are Book of Enoch. Yeah, okay. The carrots are starting to come up, and over there I planted in some bare spaces next to the corn. I planted some beets over there between some empty spaces. I planted some or just sowed some spinach seeds, but I haven't seen those come up yet either. Hello, Filipino America Heart Channel.
And Kimmy's Halls, Crafts and More.
Glad you're here, Kimmy's Halls.
Crafts and More.
So I planted those. I started some more. Like I said, I started some more cabbages today. I need to move the lettuce that I started. I don't really think you're supposed to transplant lettuce that much, are you? I don't know, but I started some. I want to transplant it soon. And some Brussels sprouts and some broccoli and some other cabbages. You Can Farm by Joel Salatin, because I caved and got his new book. I've been reading some about the joy of hobby farming. There was one about 15 compact farms, because although we've got plenty of property here, we're trying to use mainly this, for our gardening area, this, 2 or 3 acres right up here. So I want to try to figure that out. I forget. I think it's in the bathroom. I was looking at it in there. New book has all these cool building designs.
Where are you at?
A family of 5 living in a 320 square foot RV.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I feel like it's nice to be at a point, Conrad, where you just, who cares about what anybody thinks? I don't know. I'm reading the Confidence Code, so I got one more chapter. I'm not currently reading homesteading books. I should, though.
I don't know if you have to use Mylar bags in the 5-gallon buckets. It depends on what kind of lid you have on there. They've got those, I forget what kind they screw on that fit on regular 5-gallon buckets, but they probably won't last quite as long if you don't put in Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, stuff like that. But it would. I mean, it'll do okay. Rice is pretty cheap to do that with, but if you don't want to replace it every now and then, you have the screw-on lids. I forget what they're called. I think I watched something a while back from Gilbert Farms, and they talked about those screw-on lids. Do you remember that? We used to watch a lot of them.
We did.
I haven't watched them recently. They started working on that build of theirs, and
then they were talking about going off grid.
Pretty much. Well, they went off grid, I think, and then they got back on the grid for their build.
But she has a screw-on.
Gamma lids. Yeah, that's what they are. Gamma lids.
We need to get some of them because ours isn't stored properly.
Yeah. Well, no, our rice that we got is just still in the bags over there.
We are behind.
And I think you need to bake it for a little while in order, because it's got some bugs or something like that can cause some bugs in your rice. So when you get it, you're supposed to do that if you're wanting to save it for a while.
I think I like easy living. I think I just want to. Yeah, I want a nice and tidy life.
Yeah, you can freeze it too.
Gilbrook is doing it.
Have you been watching them, Vintage Vibes? I haven't watched them in a while.
We'll go check them out.
There's so many things. I've got so many. I've got so many friends that I've made on here. That do stuff. Conrad Homestead has a lot of good stuff. They do things as well. Then you've got Homesteading in the Heartland. They've got a channel. There's so many people that do that. I can't watch everybody. Yeah, Freeze It is good.
Where'd that other guy go?
Which
the
one?
mobile home deals guy.
Oh, I don't see him anymore. I didn't see him say anything. Not mobile home deals. It was tiny home deals.
Tiny home deals, yes.
I hadn't seen him comment in a few minutes.
Oh.
Put a bay leaf in each bag, Nana says. Oh, yeah, Brett and Cindy, they've got a good channel too. Brett and Cindy do. There's just so many people doing things, so I can't watch some of my people I used to watch.
What was that one guy?
I used to watch like Gilbrook Farms before I started my YouTube channel, so that was, I hadn't really even watched them in 8 months or so, 9.
What was that one guy that was like, he started watching everyone's channel and he got so involved in watching everyone's channel, Homestead Aquarius, that he was like, I can't even do this anymore.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But hey, there's Tiny Home Deals. But he was trying to, to help out people that way. And some people will only watch for a minute or so, and it really doesn't help you. But
I think that's one of the first ones we started with. I feel
Gilbert Farms.
Yeah, like
we watched a lot of Doug and Stacy for a while. We watched some Justin Rhodes for a while. I watched some Holler Homestead for a while, and I watched some Good Simple Living before they got bigger. And there was somebody else that I watched. I watch a lot more small channels now too.
The smaller channel. We do too.
And,
I do cheat, and I watch one that is not homesteading. It's like Simply Allie, and so she's not a homesteader, but I'm interested in her.
Rice and freezer is what I was going to do, but I never ended up doing it. It's still sitting on the shelf where Rua said that we've got to buy this and have it now. So
we're gonna have to fix these things.
So we don't eat a whole lot of rice.
We're gonna start.
We don't eat a lot of rice, but we did eat a lot of beans. So the beans we could just rotate around and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I watched some Living Traditions for a while too. They've grown pretty, massively too. I watched them when they were a lot smaller, but anyway, watched them. Me Too Vintage, the bay leaf. Yeah, I guess Nana said she does. I've never done that.
No, we have put bay leaves in our home in California.
We put bay leaves in our home.
Mm-hmm. I did. I put them in all of our cabinets. I'm tired because I can't talk anymore.
Because I'm going to the store once a week. But dry can the beans too. Yes. Yeah, I've never really dry canned anything, but I've heard that you can dry can the rice and the beans and stuff like that. And we're going to get better at that. We just haven't done it yet. So the thing is that our attentions have been so divided because, I've got the YouTube channel. I had my high tunnel that we were building this summer, the pond. I'm still remodeling the house. Now we're going to start heating with wood. And then we had the COVID pandemic and all this. So
Watch this at Scandish Home. Dude, I don't know why I like the cleaning channels. There's something about them. I like it. I'm going to have to check out Scandish Home.
Bubble Bath Tuesday. My favorite channel, 3 years straight, Edible Acres.
Do we like Edible? I feel like
I hadn't
we've
really
seen
watched
them.
much of their stuff, but I watched some of their stuff here
Let's check
recently
them
about their wood stove. And I want to do some of the things that Edible Acres are doing, Conrad Homestead. I'd kind of like to start a little nursery myself, eventually. I just haven't there. Dexter's World, Sears, Nomadic, Good Simple Living, Fit Farmer. Oh yeah, Fit Farmer. I used to watch him some.
There's a lot.
What was the other one that we watched? Those people who had just such sweet people. Kip Smith, Thousands of Roots.
Oh yeah, the
Thousands of Roots. We watched them for a while.
We did. They're so cute.
Yeah, it's like our family is.
I know. I think I couldn't watch. No,
it was like they're just so sweet.
They're so sweet,
and
I'm
our
not.
kids. Abraham will tell us that he's gonna chop our heads off.
Yeah, I'd be like, if you don't do
chop
what I
your
want,
heads
I'll
off.
chop you. That's what he'll say. And so I'm like, oh, our kids are so sweet. And so I had to quit watching her because they bothered me. I'm like, I'm not that sweet person. No.
I'll chop you.
I'll chop you. Anyway, I gotta go to bed.
Okay, well, we appreciate you guys. It was good to get back to this. We missed you last week, and the previous week Rua wasn't here. Works FT in town still, full time, and I'm home since leaving nursing career, growing food and canning to help us keep healthy. Yes, we're working on trying to grow more of our stuff. But, it just takes a little while.
Good night, evening, morning, afternoon.
Yeah, I'm glad she's better too. Thank you, Kimmy.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. It was weird. Anyway.
All right. Night. Keep coming back. Appreciate you all.
Bye.